Karol is a 2-year-old boy that has a severe tracheobronchomalacia. In his case, it was treated with a tracheostomy tube or a hole through his neck. However, there's increasing compression on the airway. The main risk of this is that the tracheostomy tube can erode into an artery, which is usually a lethal condition where children will die. In fact, he already had this happen. We have seen children that have died from this very problem, and most children cannot survive bleeding into the airway, but he was lucky enough that the doctors responded in Poland so quickly and kept him alive despite him having bleeding into the airway. When someone has this and has a cold, it makes them just a normal cold. It makes it very difficult for these children to be able to do any type of activities, and it's much more difficult than it would be in a typical child. Often children will be in the hospital for a prolonged period with tracheobronchomalacia with even a regular cold. And if you have a tracheostomy, that means you can never go swimming or anywhere close to water activities because that is too dangerous. So our plan is to help him by taking care of his tracheobronchomalacia with the device that we have invented and used in 15 children to date. This device goes around the outside of his windpipe so that it can support the trachea in a natural way, allow the trachea to grow and expand. It will hold the trachea in a natural position and allow it to get strength, and then afterwards it will dissolve, leaving a normal natural airway that he can use for the rest of his life. So our plan is to have Karol fly to the University of Michigan. Once he arrives at the University of Michigan, we will take a special CT scan of his airway and examine his airway. From this, we will generate a computerized digital picture of his airway that we can use to design this splint. We will then go to the operating room where we will open up his chest to find the airway. We'll place a splint around the outside of the airway and move the vessels and other tissues that have been causing a problem for him. We would expect him to be in the intensive care unit for 2 to 3 weeks after this operation, after which time we expect him to be breathing much better than he has ever been in his life. We'd expect that he would be able to then return to Poland and hopefully have his tracheostomy tube removed at home.